The art of patience is no easy task, but the reward for such diligence is immense. Releasing internal resistance and accepting the flow of life is the key to harmony. You let go of chasing the unattainable, free yourself from anxieties about the future and self-doubt. A deep acceptance of the present moment arrives, based on the confidence that all events happen for the best. A delay? That's a sign, an indication of a hidden meaning. Failure? A harbinger of something even more beautiful. Life guides you, even through the fog of uncertainty. There is a higher purpose, and it unfolds according to its perfect scenario. So take a deep breath. Let go of the need to control everything. Believe in the wisdom of time, and be assured that everything happens in the best possible way, exceeding your expectations. And then, in due course, everything that is meant for you will come easily and gracefully, exactly as it was intended. The art of patience is not an easy path, requiring significant effort, but the reward for this persistence is truly boundless. Releasing internal resistance and accepting the natural flow of life is the key to finding inner harmony. Imagine leaving behind unsuccessful attempts to catch the unattainable, freeing yourself from worries about the future and doubts about your own abilities. In their place comes a deep acceptance of the current moment, based on an unwavering belief that all events that occur carry good within them. A delay? This is nothing more than a hidden sign pointing to a deeper meaning. Failure? It's just a harbinger of something even more beautiful and amazing. Life leads you forward, even through the fog of uncertainty. There is a higher purpose, and it unfolds according to its flawless plan. Therefore, take a deep breath, let go of the obsessive desire to control everything, believe in the wisdom of time, and be assured that everything happens in the best possible way, exceeding all your expectations. And then, at the appointed hour, everything that is destined for you will come easily and gracefully, exactly as it was intended. A musical interlude. The universe is always attentive to your requests. It responds not to fear and doubt, but to the vibrations of your words and beliefs. What you affirm is what you attract into your life. If you are waiting for love, success, prosperity, or healing, know that it is already on its way to you. You don't need to rush. You don't need to chase happiness. Soon you will learn 4 powerful phrases that, when spoken with unwavering faith, will open the doors to everything your heart desires. These are not just words, they are real declarations, invitations to the universe, reminders of your boundless power. This is a powerful tool capable of changing your life. These words are more than just affirmations. They are declarations, invitations, an energetic shift that will allow all the good that awaits you to finally enter your life. By uttering these words with faith, you stop resisting, doubting, closing yourself off from what you desire. Instead, you create space. You welcome abundance, love, healing, and miracles with open arms. And you will learn about these phrases very soon. Many of us wonder why, despite hard work and clear intentions, what we desire remains unattainable, as if life deliberately keeps dreams out of reach. Could the reason lie in our own internal resistance? We unconsciously block favorable opportunities, constrained by fear, doubt, or limiting beliefs. Imagine a clenched fist, tightly clutching what little it thinks it needs to survive. No matter how much abundance tries to enter, there is simply nowhere for it to land. Now imagine the same hand, but open, relaxed, full of trust and willingness to receive. That is the difference between living in resistance and living in harmony. The phrase, "I am open and ready to receive," symbolizes the transition from a clenched fist to an open palm. It is permission, it is acceptance, it is trust. Trust that what is meant for you is already moving towards you. This is a transition from the energy of despair to the energy of expectation. Despair carries the vibration of lack, repelling favorable events. Expectation, on the other hand, confidence in the support of the universe, opens the way to the flow of abundance. Many live with the subconscious belief that you can only earn what you want through struggle, hard work, and proving your own worth. They were taught that abundance, love, and success are the rewards for suffering. But the truth is that blessings do not need to be earned. You do not need to chase what is already destined. The only condition is to be open. Open to new opportunities, to changes, to the unknown, to the thought that everything can turn out much better than you expected. Willingness to accept new opportunities implies, first of all, overcoming the fear of the unknown. Often, in order to get what you want, internal changes are necessary. For example, the pursuit of love requires healing from past hurts and overcoming the fear of rejection. Similarly, the path to success involves developing self-confidence and abandoning self-limiting beliefs. It is important to remember that the universe often gives us what we need to grow before it fulfills our desires. The formula, "I am open and ready to receive," signifies a willingness to transform, expand one's own possibilities, and develop. Imagine a seed cast into the earth. It does not resist the bad weather, it is not afraid of the dark, but calmly waits for its hour, trusting the natural process of growth. This is the energy of openness, faith in the ideal development of events, without trying to accelerate the natural course of things. Gratitude plays a key role in getting what you want. What we value now creates space for receiving more. Gratitude is a powerful tool that shifts the focus from "I need" to "I already have." This positive attitude accelerates the materialization of what is desired. Therefore, let go of doubts, fear of your own inadequacy, the belief in the complexity of the path, and the need to figure everything out in advance. Take a deep breath and say, "I am open and ready to receive." Say it with faith, with the understanding that everything intended for you is already coming to you. Living in this energy, you move from chasing to attracting, from doubts to faith, from expectation to receiving. And then you will understand that everything you want was just waiting for you to open the door for it. The affirmation, "Everything always works for me," is not just a soothing mantra, but a philosophy capable of transforming your perception of life. By accepting it, you change fear to faith, doubt to confidence, resistance to acceptance of the life flow. Difficulties cease to be signs of failure, turning into steps towards something better. Many live reacting to circumstances. Well-being brings joy, and problems bring disappointment. But imagine that you have decided everything that happens works for your benefit. You stop evaluating events as good or bad, trusting that everything is going as it should. Faith in this frees you from unnecessary stress, from the desire to control everything, allowing you to follow the natural rhythm of life. This is not passivity, but a rejection of struggle, a trust that everything will happen in its time. Delays are perhaps divine guidance, an apparent refusal is protection, and failure is preparation for something greater. Remember past situations that seemed catastrophic, missed opportunities, painful partings, disappointments. Then it seemed that everything was collapsing, but in the end, these events led to something better. New opportunities, personal growth, more harmonious relationships. And what if you trusted this process, being in its very center? What if, instead of resisting change, you accepted it with the belief that it would lead you to where you are meant to be? The affirmation, "everything always works for me," radically changes the perception of life. Instead of panicking before temporary difficulties, there comes an understanding that they are only part of a more grandiose plan. The universe, like an experienced director, subtly manages events, creating favorable conditions, even if we do not realize it. Everything happens for the best. This faith transforms inner energy. Confidence and tranquility displace fear and despair. Trust attracts opportunities, like a magnet. People react more positively. Life seems to reflect your faith. Similarly, the phrase, "I am worthy of my desires," carries a powerful charge of transformation. This is not just an affirmation, but a truth, a declaration of the predestination of what is desired. However, many doubt their own worthiness of love, success, and happiness. Past mistakes, imaginary shortcomings, current problems, all this creates a belief in one's own inadequacy. But it's time to abandon this limiting mindset. Worthiness is not a reward for merit, not a result of achievements or altruism, not an indicator of perfection. Worthiness is an inherent right. You were born worthy. Even before the world convinced you otherwise, before any disappointments and comparisons with others, you intuitively felt your value. This truth lives within you, waiting for you to remember it. Many people live with a deeply ingrained belief that happiness, success, and love are rewards that must be earned. They believe, only hard work will make me worthy of success. Only by changing will I deserve love. Only by getting rid of shortcomings will I find happiness. But the truth is that your value does not need confirmation. You are already worthy of all the best. The only obstacle to your dreams is the belief in your own inadequacy. Think about your most cherished desires: a successful career, strong relationships, financial well-being, or peace of mind. Ask yourself, do I really believe that I am worthy of this? If doubts or hesitations arise within you, it means the work ahead lies not in achieving the goal, but in changing your internal mindset. You need to reprogram your brain, replacing self-criticism with self-confidence. Shift from a sense of lack to a feeling of abundance. And then a miracle will occur. Your life will begin to reflect your newfound belief. Previously inaccessible opportunities will open up, and seemingly unattainable heights will become conquerable. Love, success, and joy, which you once thought were the domain of others, will start to fill your life. Why? Because life responds to your belief in yourself and what you deserve. Disbelief in your own worthiness breeds self-sabotage. You unconsciously push away what you desire, settling for less. A different picture emerges when you are convinced of your own value. You attract better opportunities, demand more from life, boldly reject anything that contradicts your principles, unlocking your potential and getting what you want. Worthiness is not synonymous with perfection. There is no need to wait for the ideal moment, flawlessness, or complete self-control to allow yourself happiness and success. Worthiness is accepting yourself, your shortcomings, and simultaneously striving for growth. The phrase, "I am worthy of my desires," is an assertion of the right to love, success, and abundance, regardless of past mistakes and difficulties. It is a recognition of your own value simply for the fact of existence. Repeating this mantra strengthens faith, and faith, in turn, is embodied in life, attracting favorable circumstances. Get rid of self-limiting beliefs. Discard doubts about your own capabilities. Embrace the truth about your life deserving of happiness. Feel this statement. Say it aloud. Permeate it on all levels of your being, and allow it to guide your actions and expectations. and you will see how the world responds, granting you what you desire. You are magnificent, always have been, and always will be. This truth is an anchor in the raging sea of uncertainty, a reminder that you do not need to beg, strain, or fight for what is already rightfully yours. Life is not a lottery, but a harmoniously structured system where an unseen force guides you to your destiny. Believe in this, and fear, despair, and doubt will recede, giving way to tranquility, confidence, and harmony. Many live in constant fear. A wrong step will ruin the future. The loss of a loved one will deprive them of happiness. A missed opportunity will close all doors. But this is a misconception. What is meant for you, things, people, events, will find you no matter what. Delays, winding paths, moments of doubt, none of this will prevent it. There is no need to force events. True destiny flows smoothly, naturally, bringing peace, not anxiety. Tension and despair do not bring you closer to what you desire. If you have to constantly fight, persuade, insist, it means it is not yours or it is not yet your time. This applies to everything: relationships, opportunities, success. True love does not need to be begged for. Worthy people will appreciate you without further proof. It is not worth clinging to shaky relationships or unstable work. What is truly yours will be strong and reliable. If something leaves, know that it was never yours, or it has served its purpose, making way for something better. Confidence in the predestination of fate does not mean passively waiting for gifts from life, doing nothing. It is an active position, inspired action, but without attachment to the result. You invest effort, but do not dictate deadlines. You go to meet the world, but do not cling to what is slipping away. Understand, refusal is just a change of direction, and delays are often divine protection. Remember situations when plans collapsed, but in the end, everything turned out better. For example, a job not received opened the way to something more suitable. Lost relationships gave way to true love and care, and a painful breakup became a new beginning. Belief in destiny frees you from fear, from clinging to the unnecessary, from anxiety about wrong decisions. You know you will always be returned to the true path. This faith frees you from comparison with others. Their path is theirs, yours is yours. No one will take away what is rightfully yours. Nothing will leave your hands if it is destined to be yours. Do not rush. Do not panic. Do not force events. The universe is not late. Everything happens on time. Every experience, every delay, every change of course shapes you, prepares you for something greater. So, take a deep breath. Let go of the obsessive desire to control everything. Believe that life goes on as it should, that everything happens as intended, and what is meant for you will surely find you. With confidence and peace in your soul, say, "What is meant for me will not pass me by." And that is the pure truth. There is incredible power in this detachment. When you stop fighting, chasing, and desperately grasping for the unattainable, life begins to flow easily and naturally. Many are convinced that to achieve what you want, you need to fight, prove your worth, sacrifice peace, and overcome resistance. But the truth is that desperation does not attract what you desire, it repels it. Fighting does not make you more worthy, and trying to control and force events brings neither success, nor love, nor well-being. Often, on the contrary, it pushes them away. Detachment is not apathy, not passivity, and not resignation to a colorless life, but liberation from resistance and faith that everything meant for you will come at the perfect time, and in the best way. It's understanding that there's no need to cling to anything for fear of losing it. What is truly yours will remain on its own, and if something leaves, it means it never belonged to you or has served its purpose in your life's journey. Many get stuck in a cycle of struggle because they have been convinced that effort is the measure of worth, that the more persistent the struggle, the more proof of your deserving. But remember the moments when everything went smoothly, meeting where a connection arose on its own, opportunities that appeared as if by magic, doors that opened effortlessly. These moments were not forced. They happened naturally because they were meant for you. The origins of despair lie in scarcity and fear. This state dictates, I don't believe in the possibility of achieving what I want, so I have to cling to what I have. I don't expect anything better, so I resign myself to this. However, self-belief and confidence in your own value radically change the situation. You declare, I am already self-sufficient, I am good enough, everything meant for me will come, and everything unnecessary will leave. Such an internal attitude attracts favorable events easily without tension. This applies to all areas of life: personal relationships, career, finances, and self-development. A desperate search for love can lead to unhealthy or unsatisfactory connections because the energy comes from a position of inadequacy, not self-sufficiency. A thirst for success pushes you to agree to unsuitable vacancies or opportunities just to avoid failure. A constant need for approval forces you to pretend just to please others. But when you let go of your grip, relax and trust, the right thing come on their own, without effort. Detachment does not imply inaction. It is the ability to act with inspiration, without being attached to the result. You set goals, express yourself, invest effort in your dreams, but do not dwell on deadlines and methods of achievement, leaving life space for unpredictable but harmonious events. It happens that our desires do not coincide with what is truly beneficial for us. A persistent pursuit of the inaccessible causes us to miss wonderful opportunities that are already very close. Refusing a futile struggle is a manifestation of faith in yourself, trust in higher powers, and confidence in the support of the universe. It means ceasing to control events, understanding that everything necessary already belongs to you. Liberation from resistance brings relief, turning an endless race into attraction, proving into acceptance, grasping into receiving. Try to imagine life without tension, easy relationships, the natural emergence of opportunities, an unhindered flow of abundance. This is real, but it requires faith in yourself and in the fact that happiness does not require suffering, that fighting for what is yours is not necessary if it is already yours. Give up the outdated conviction of the need to fight for success. Today, make a choice. Let go of the obsessive desire, stop the chase, get rid of the fear of losing what seems to need to be held tight. Accept your value. Trust the flow of life. What is yours will come. What is unnecessary will leave. It is in this space of trust and ease that you will realize that everything you desired was always nearby. The harmony of the universe exists regardless of our perception. Every step, every obstacle, every unexpected turn is a link in a single chain of events, subject to a higher order. However, we, as humans, often stubbornly resist this objective reality, insisting on our own prearranged plan. Inconsistency of expectations inevitably leads to disappointment and a sense of defeat. But what if every failure is a hidden blessing? What if a delay protects us from undesirable consequences? What if divine providence is constantly working to create a future that surpasses our wildest dreams? The modern world praises instant gratification, instilling in us the idea of failure in the absence of immediate results. We are convinced that slowness is lagging behind, losing a missed opportunity. But life is much more complex. Real values, deep love, a successful career, personal growth are not given immediately. They bloom in their own time, not a day earlier, not a day later. Belief in the divine order implies acceptance of the inevitability of what is happening. When plans fall apart, it is easy to fall into despair. Questions arise. Why did we miss the chance? Why did the person leave? But looking back, we often realize how many favorable changes our past failures have contributed to. How many times has a refusal become a springboard to something grand? Life skillfully guides us, even if we don't notice it at the moment. Failure is not a defeat, but a divine intervention. A closed door is a harbinger of a better opportunity. Often we stubbornly hold on to what no longer brings joy. Ungrateful relationships, exhausting work, hopeless situations. The root of the problem is the fear of letting go. However, higher powers see the whole picture, understand when something ceases to correspond to your destiny, and begin to adjust circumstances, even if it causes temporary inconvenience. The main thing is to trust the process. Surrender does not mean passivity or abandonment of goals. It is faith that what is destined will surely happen, that delays are not a fiasco, but a necessary preparation, that losses are harbingers of something greater. We often assume that we know what is best for us, make plans and expectations, convinced that everything should go according to the intended scenario. But the desire to control everything closes us off from limitless possibilities that go beyond our limited perception. Sometimes what seems desirable to us will not actually bring true satisfaction. That is why the divine order of things is so important. It gives us what we need at the perfect moment, even if we do not realize it. Remember a blooming flower. We do not accelerate its flowering, do not force it to open ahead of time. It blooms naturally, petal by petal, in its time. So is your life. Everything you desire, love, success, healing, abundance, blooms in its time. There is no need to rush things. The more trust, the more harmoniously life unfolds. The mastery of patience is not an easy task, but the reward for this skill is truly priceless. Freedom from inner resistance and gaining faith is the key to a harmonious flow of life. You seem to get out of the frantic race for the unattainable. Stop worrying about the future. Get rid of self-flagellation and doubts. Acceptance of the present moment comes to replace them with firm confidence that everything is happening for the good. Every delay is not an accident, but part of a design. Didn't work out with the desired. So get ready for something better, even more suitable for you. Life, like an experienced guide, leads you on your way, even when everything seems foggy and uncertain. There is a higher plan, and its implementation occurs with impeccable accuracy. Therefore, take a deep breath. Let go of the desire to control everything. Trust the natural course of events. Assure yourself that everything is happening in the best way, and then, in its time, everything destined for you will appear by itself, easily and gracefully, as it was originally intended.